Ohio State's great. I mean, when the good thing about them is when they won the chip, now next year you have all different players.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast preview of the Big Ten football season. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and before we begin, let us remind you that the Odd Coaches Podcast college football previews are for the casual fan who likes to talk about things strictly for entertainment purposes only. In segment 1, we'll talk about the top tier of the Big Ten. Segment 2, we'll talk about the second tier of the Big Ten. And in segment 3, we will give you some postseason predictions. And with me today, the guy I do most of the talk about with strictly for entertainment purposes only things, Captain for Life, Will Cotton. Will, are we ready to get to the Big Ten, who has more than 10 teams? And they're not going to change their name.
I love it. I love it. Let's go with the Big Ten.
All right. Penn State. I'm already disappointed because I'm going to push my chips into the middle. Penn State has the best chance to get the first black football national championship. I've been rooting for James Franklin, and every year they tell me to stop doing it, Coach. Don't do it to yourself. Will, we're going to just get this out of the way now. Is this the year? Is this it?
No.
Come on, man.
No, it's not the year. It's not the year.
He's got the quarterback.
It's never the
year.
It's never the year. It's never the year. It's never the year. Not for me.
All right. They're going to do it. They're going to do it, man. They're going to do it. Okay. Ohio State. They won their national championship, but they lost to Michigan. Why do y'all care? I don't know. Talk to me about Ohio State.
Ohio State's great. I mean, when the good thing about them is when they won the chip, now next year you have all different players. So, you don't even have a lull of guys who are like, man, we won last year. I'm comfortable. I'm chilling. We ain't got to do anything. You got a whole new crop of guys and who have to prove themselves. I think Ohio State will be just as good in the Big Ten like they were last year. And now they have a real chip on their shoulder because now the goal is beat Michigan.
All right. Oregon was the number 1 seed for the college football playoff and got bounced, and no one cared. So why should we care this year about Oregon? Tell me, Will.
We didn't last year, and they kind of really surprised us with their really great year. It's going to be hard again to go 13-0 again, but if they can keep that recruiting, if they keep bringing in the players that they need to, they should be contending for the Big Ten title for sure.
All right. 4 is Michigan. Coach Sharon Moore, we're rooting for you, but I don't know if you're any good. And I got a feeling there's going to be some choking because you lost a lot of games, and that Ohio State win got a lot of people off your back because you would have had a longer off season, so to speak, if you had lost that game. So I don't know if you're any good, but we're going to wish you well. Any thoughts on Michigan, sir?
I actually believe Michigan is going to have a really good season. I think they're going to bounce back pretty strong. I think they have really good recruiting. They have really good players. This will be the second year into their new coach, So I think this will be definitely more an understanding, but more doing. Like we did, Coach. Remember we do 20-minute, 8-minute offense? When we first did it, we were like, what the heck is going on? Guys were jumping all over the place and fumbling all over the place. But next year, as soon as they said, all right, 8-minute offense, right into it. So then that's one less thing to teach, which means that's one more thing that you can include. Yeah. So I think the Michigan team will be very good to bounce back this year.
All right. So Indiana gets on my nerves, and that's because of Kurt Signetti. So when I got to Wooten, they weren't very good. And my first year, we won a lot more games than they have ever done. But then my second year, when people started playing us different, I had to get out of there about the third year, and luckily I got the Springbrook job. So they had a very good first year, and he was very loud about it. Sometimes you can't be loud. Sometimes you should be loud, but in this situation, you were a little too loud. And now I think people are going to prepare for Indiana different, and Indiana's going to have some problems this year. Doesn't mean they're not going to be good, but I don't know if they're going to be 11-win college football playoff good because that dude's talking about Google Me and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, you ain't playing them bums that you were playing the year before. So I think I might make a little bit of money off Indiana. Before we run through everybody else, Will, any thoughts about Indiana?
They play hard, man. They play hard.
You're supposed to play hard.
They play hard. And their defense be hitting. At least that's from last year. Their defense would be hitting, man. If you can lean on that, And again, nobody likes coming to, was it Bloomfield, Indiana?
Bloomington,
Bloomington, yeah. It's cold. Around November it gets cold, and it's gonna be a tough play to win. So I think if anything, Indiana is at least going to be ruiner of some. But I don't know if they have I don't know if they have 11 games that they won last year, but they'll definitely be a tough out this year.
All right, 6 through 9: Illinois, USC, Iowa. Will they score a touchdown this year? And Nebraska. Out of those last 4 top-tier teams, anybody catch your eyes?
USC always. I know they want to do a little bit better than they did last year. They didn't end the season They didn't end the season as well as they did last season, but it'll be a tough climb for them. Again, they're 7th in the Big Ten, so I don't know if they're going to win anything. But playing in South California, that trip is difficult. So maybe they'll get some wins off that. But I don't expect to. They're not going to do too much this year. I don't see them doing much more than that.
Strictly for entertainment purposes only. Pay attention to Nebraska. Matt Rule is in his 3rd year. He has his quarterback. That place is going to sell out. So if there's a Nebraska home game, I will be checking the spreads just to see. Also, Illinois is going to surprise some people. They're quietly good. I'm not a fan of Lincoln Riley. I don't think this guy can coach. He ran into a nice little run with some quarterbacks. And now the further removed you are from those quarterbacks, the more we're like, maybe it wasn't you. I'm just not a fan of Kurt Ferentz at Iowa. I'm sure his kids like
Iowa
him
can't score.
But, that dude. Yeah, good luck to
Strictly take the
under. So, fans, when we get back, we're going to the 2nd tier of the Big Ten and have that conversation about the team around the corner from us. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here, and for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond, and that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CKA Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 2. Let's talk 2nd tier of the Big Ten. So the first 3 teams I'm going to run at you, Will. We're going to talk Washington, Minnesota with PJ Fleck and rowing the boat, and Wisconsin. Any of those teams catch your eyes, sir?
Always Wisconsin. They always put a good, solid team out every year. Running back, they're not sexy. They have a good defensive team. They always have a good defense as well as secondary. I expect them to bounce back from last year a little bit.
They better,
It'll be
because Luke Fickell's 13-13 and coming off 5-7, the program's first losing year since '01. So you
yeah,
better.
yep.
Yeah.
So they put a little pressure on them. I think Wisconsin hasn't had that in a long time, so I think that'll turn up the heat on their butt a little bit and then get them going. So I think Wisconsin has always been a decent team growing up. I think they'll return. If they can't return that, then I'm sorry, Fickle. Time to move on.
All right. I like Minnesota because PJ Fleck, he's got job security, which helps, and they don't have as strong a schedule as they had last year. So this might be a good time to pay attention to Minnesota a little bit. So in terms of 13, 14, 15, we've got Rutgers, Michigan State, and UCLA. And Nico is at UCLA. Any of those three teams catch your eyes, sir?
None. Shout out to the Rutgers. That's my wife, one of my wife's alma mater. So shout out to Rutgers. But that's about it. Nothing
All
else to
right.
say.
I'm gonna watch UCLA because Deshaun Foster didn't have the best year his first year. He's got a better quarterback, is what they tell me. So yeah, good luck with that. And then finally, 16, 17, 18, we got Northwestern, Maryland, and Purdue. Go ahead and say it, Will, because I'm nervous.
In the last, and I'll be 30. I'll be 39 in November.
Wow.
I cannot, in the last 20 years, 25 years, I can't understand how Maryland does not get any of the top tier talent for football. You are literally down the street from DeMatha. You are a football throw away from Gonzaga. You have, Bullis. I mean, the amount Avalon. I mean, the name good counsel. I mean, all the McNamara. I mean, all these elite teams, and we don't seem to get any of these great players. It's perplexing. I don't know what it is. There has to be some sort of mental block or what they're not doing, whether it's NIL, whether it's the pitch, whether it is the degrees that are being offered to them, which are a multitude. So that should be the issue. Maryland needs to sit down and think, why are we not getting talent? Why are kids at one of the best high schools down the road? We can't even get people to say, yeah, I'm looking at Maryland. They're not even looking at Maryland. And it's just embarrassing, and forget that. Even outside of that, there was a kid that played for, I don't want to say he played for, like, it wasn't Churchill. It was maybe another team in Montgomery County up north a little bit. The kid ended up going to Clemson. And he's in the NFL now. What are we doing? What are we doing, Maryland?
All right. Well, they do have Malik Washington from Spalding, and he was a top-ranked recruit. So they have made some progress. But here's the math equation that I'm looking at with Maryland. New athletic director coming in with no local ties. Assistant athletic director coming from Utah State. And Maryland also hired Gene Smith as a consultant. So Maryland is trying to be a corporate school, trying to follow the Ohio State model. And as somebody with a terminal degree in organizational leadership, I'm seeing it right in front of me. I am seeing that, hey, they're going to use this. And then Coach Locks, who I love dearly, in his own press conference, without any prompting, says he lost the locker room. Oh, no. He said it out loud. All of that may be true. And Will played on a team that the locker room could have gone either way. And luckily we got everybody back. But we tried to keep his mind. I couldn't coach with y'all and these dang phones these days. So I am just rooting for him. We're going to try to get season tickets for him and do something. But yeah, it's just not going to look good for
we need a new
Maryland.
coach. Loxley got to go.
No, don't say that out loud.
You got it. You got it. You got to go. You got to go. You
can't okay. You bring in a new coach. They're gonna. What are they? They're still gonna stick. Okay.
You still gotta get. You got it. But you can't. But a guy to say that I've lost the locker room. I mean, how do you keep that guy? How do you think that guy is going to lead these people? How are we going to bring in people? They're talking to each other. It's like, hey, man, I'm thinking to go to Maryland. What you think about over there, man? Coach ain't trash over here. We don't listen to him over there. I think he probably went to Maryland, swanging his way like, oh, this is how we do it. Because one of the best ways to remove young people not to listen to you is to talk about who you were before you got there. Coach, one of the great things you did when you came to Springbrook, you didn't tell us about all in Paint Branch we da 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 da, and Wooten we da 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 da. That didn't turn us off. You turned in and said, "This is Springbrook now. We're going to do Springbrook program." And I think Loxley probably went and was like, this is not how we did in Alabama. We didn't do it in Alabama. We ain't do this in Alabama. You wouldn't have made it in Alabama. And guys get tired of that stuff. Guys get tired of that. And that's one of the best ways for me not to listen to you anymore. Could take your ass back to Alabama if that's what you want so much.
And with that, in segment 3, we will talk about things strictly for entertainment purposes only as we make some Big Ten predictions. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Keith Adams, and for years, I've witnessed the struggle student athletes face on how to truly balance the demands of academics and athletics. It's a question that I have dedicated my life to answering. That's why I wrote Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. It's more than just a book. It is my personal journey, and it is filled with hard-earned lessons from decades as a coach, educator, and now president of the CKA SAVE Project. Inside, you will find practical advice, real-life stories, and a clear roadmap to help student athletes, coaches, and parents navigate the complex world of balancing sports and education. And now I am thrilled to bring this message to a wider audience as a proud member of the Cascade Sports Network. We're partnering to amplify these crucial conversations about student-athlete success. I believe every student-athlete deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, both on and off the court and the field. You can purchase your copy directly from our website at www.ckasaveproject.org. Join me and the Cascade Sports Network as we work together to help every student athlete succeed. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. That is segment 3. Let's give you the bowl teams from the Big Ten. Michigan State, Rutgers, UCLA, Wisconsin, better make a bowl. Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, USC, Washington, Indiana, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, and Penn State. Am I too polite? Is there anybody on there that's going to make a bowl that I didn't put on, or is anybody I put on? I ain't making no bowl.
I wish Maryland. I don't care. I don't care if it's the Maryland Crab Chowder Bowl. I just make them something. Do something, guys. And my man MK, Maryland gonna get on the bowl game for sure.
Okay. Now they will probably have 4 CFP teams, but the 3 guarantees that I have for the Big Ten: Penn State, Oregon, and Ohio State will make the college football playoff. Am I right on that? Is there a team I need to add? What do you think, Cotton?
I think you're correct. I don't think there's anyone out there that's going to make it to the playoff. I think that's it. Solid 3.
All right. And then national champion. It's going to be Penn State. Push your chips to the middle. And if not, Ohio State. Is there a national championship contender coming out of the Big Ten, sir? Penn State.
As not a believer of the previous Pac-12, you are correct. Do not include Oregon in that one.
They don't play football west of the Mississippi. Okay.
Nope. There you go. That's it.
All right. So on behalf of my captain for life, Will Cotton, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and or watching the Odd Coaches Podcast, also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. And we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
The Odd Coaches Podcast is sponsored by the CKA SAVE Project. The CKA SAVE Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete, academic, and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA SAVE Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches Podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches Podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach Franchize. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.